season 2, episode 14 now.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so I've done a lot. I do 20 episodes a season. We're rounding out on the home stretch here in season 2.
Who's been the worst guest?
I'll tell you off camera. I have one. I fucking have one.
Everyone with the podcast has somebody who does.
Yeah. I definitely regret 1 or 2, but that's okay. It happens. I don't regret you being on here because you've been on Conan twice. Last Comic Stand, you're the host of what's it called? See what I did there? Yes.
I see it.
Yeah, comedian and Georgia's own Caleb Synan.
That's right. Georgia's own.
Hell
yeah.
Isn't that a brand like Georgia's own?
I think so.
Like Newman's own.
It is really truly the whole state too. It's like I lived in Moultrie. I lived in Athens and Atlanta.
Moultrie, Georgia.
Moultrie. You ever been to Moultrie?
I haven't been to Moultrie.
That's a Georgia-ass name, isn't it?
It's super.
Moultrie.
Come
on down. It's like in South Georgia.
I've been to Crabapple. I've been to
a
couple places. Yeah, a couple places down south. Get a little...
Yeah, it gets wild.
A little dicey. It's a different world. I went to St. Simon, so on the way there, you see everything.
Yeah. You know what I noticed about South Georgia is, doesn't it feel like in North Georgia, it's like we got Athens, we got Atlanta. It feels like in South Georgia, it's like a bunch of kids without a parent, where I'm like, oh, y'all are just running wild.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll catch up to you
we got the Capitol building up here, and y'all are just like crazy down there.
I would agree with that.
I know it's not. I used to live there. But.
And the people are about as intelligent as kids. You nailed it.
Shots fired. South Georgia.
Suck it. No, I like South Georgia. It's very nice, agricultural. There's some
Jimmy Carter.
Sweet parts. Yeah, old peanut farmer.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start off. You had a great story about getting too high on a weed soda. Mm-hmm. I, too, have had an experience like that back in my 20s because it's been years, over decades since I've actually drank and smoked everything. And I was working at an Italian restaurant, and a guy who was a cook there, he sold weed for a living. That's what he did for his main income, but he had to get a job for the old tax man.
Right.
And he brought in some weed, and he put it in some cream. This was, decades ago. And he boiled it down, and then he put some chocolate in there, strained it through some ice, and then that's what we drank. I drank maybe a Dixie cup's worth.
Oof.
I was high for a day.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I couldn't wash. I got too high to wash dishes. I was washing the same dish a couple times. My friend's like, "Hey, man, we need more boats." I'm like, "I only got one," but I was only washing the same dish.
Wow. Yeah.
So my question.
A day.
Like I woke up high and I had to
Oh, that's horrible.
Shower. It was bad. I couldn't sleep. My head was the whole world was spinning. What do you do to ride it out? What's your advice to someone like you got to ride it out?
Drink water. Mm-hmm. Drink a lot of water. Get something on your stomach.
Okay.
Calm. Try to stay calm. Realize that it's pretend. It's the same thing you tell when a kid gets scared during a movie. I remember being a kid, and my mom would go, "It's all pretend."
It's all pretend.
And it would help because I'll go, "Oh yeah, okay. This is a flat screen I'm watching."
Yeah, that's really good advice. Fictional. That's really good advice.
Because it is. It's pretend, and you just need to not worry about it. But it's tough because the things happen in your head where you're like, like I just say in the bit where it's like, what if I was going to die tonight anyway, and I just happened to be high when I was about to die, And it's hard to get that out of your head. But also just to know yourself and if you can always have a little more. So don't bite off more than you can chew.
That's really good. Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough when you're there's been times where I thought I was dead. I had passed on.
Yeah, you have to question, am I dead? You know what? Dead people don't ask questions. Oh yeah, that's right.
But I was like, what if I, you know how Bugs Bunny will be above his body? The
incorporeal bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would feel like I'm above my body right now.
I got all ghost bugs.
Yeah, it's ghost bugs.
That's right. I'm going to give you a fuck, marry, kill of white trash places to shop.
Ooh.
Family Dollar, Food Lion, or Walmart.
Okay, see, I didn't know the last two. I knew the jokes people make, but Walmart, I think, has adjusted their brand.
Okay.
They knew about people of Walmart.
Yeah.
They seem a little cleaner now.
Yeah, I'd say that. I'd say that.
And they seem, you can't see like the ducts in the ceiling as much as there used to just be open wiring and ducts and
just
vents.
Come into this industrial 300,000 square foot place and chop.
Yeah. So it's gotten a little better. I don't know if I've ever been to a Food Lion.
Really?
Yeah.
I figured, well, because every time I go to rural Georgia, there's always either a Food Mart or a Food Lion. Mm-hmm. And like I go skiing in North Carolina and would pass a bunch of small towns in Georgia on the way.
Yeah.
Always a Food Lion.
Well, I'll kill Food Lions because I don't care about dinner not in my life.
All right.
I won't lose any sleep. I'll fuck Family Dollar.
Yeah.
Because there's something real trashy and
it's $1.
Yeah. And there's always something going on in that parking lot. Every Family Dollar parking lot, it's like
shooting, divorce, people trading their kids on the weekend.
Barefoot ladies walking around.
A lot of barefoot ladies. Hell yeah.
And Walmart, you got to marry Walmart, you know.
Walmart's not going anywhere. It's dependable.
Dude, you look at that list of the billionaires. It's like there's like 30 of them that are the Waltons. Like they're all billionaires.
Yeah, that's
nuts.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Maybe I should start selling cheap Chinese shit for $1. That'd be cool.
That's a good idea.
That's not bad.
No one else has thought of that.
No one ever. So you have a no-fail frozen margarita recipe.
That's true.
On your website. I think it's the silliest, most random thing, but at least you're like putting something like, hey, I like this.
Yeah.
It's a known thing that you like margs.
Yes.
I'm surprised growing up in rural Georgia that you don't have like a biscuit recipe or like a squash casserole. Do you have anything like another recipe that you would put out there?
Here's what I like about that. And comedian websites is what? It's like, here's a video of me, here's my story, here's my tour
credits.
dates. So I was like, I want to throw something else on there so people go.
I like it. It's memorable.
You know, because you're like, oh, what was that recipe? You know where to find it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to put that on there, but cooking is very nerve-wracking to me.
Is it?
Yeah, I can cook for myself, no problem, because I don't care I just need the nutrition. I just need to
do
eat
it for fuel,
so I don't die.
Yeah, I got you.
But like when I'm making food for anyone else, I get very nervous.
Really?
Because it feels like I'm going to fail. It's not going to be good. I don't want them to have to go, no, it's good. It's good.
No, I liked it.
Give me some more. Like, because that's what I do when it's bad, but I want them to feel good. But what I like about margaritas or making a cocktail for somebody is like, if it's bad, it's still alcohol.
You're going to drink it.
The second one will be a little better.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really, I can make I got an air fryer. I don't know.
Air fryer is.
I'm not really good at making food.
Well, it's so crazy. I'm the literal opposite. I will put my time and attention into cooking because I'm Italian, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's in my blood. My first word was bucatini.
Really?
No.
That's a long first word.
Yeah.
Did we do it with your little hands?
I came out of my mama's womb. Hey, I'm here. Fucking
just your one hand comes out, it's already doing that. The other hand.
Whoa. That's so dumb. Yeah, my first. Yeah, I didn't have T-shirts. I just had like wife beaters.
Yeah, dude.
No, we call them Dago tees back where I'm from.
Am I allowed to say that, or is that a?
No,
okay.
You can't. Right. No, you can't. I don't give a shit what you say. Freedom of speech.
Yeah,
comedy.
dude.
But Dago is not. People don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But I put a lot of care into it and attention into my cooking because I feel it's like when you put enough time into a joke and people laugh, I want the same result when they genuinely go, God, that's good. Oh, they want more. They want more of my jokes if they want more of my food. They usually respond better to my food than my comedy, but that's okay. Some people laugh at my food.
You want them to be like shocked.
Yeah, like holy shit, this is good. I didn't expect
when
this
someone
to come
cooks something
from
for me, especially when it's a dude, when any man prepares a meal for me, and it's good.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I can't. I'm like, wait.
Am I
didn't
gay
know.
now?
You didn't tell me.
What are you doing?
Yeah. It's crazy to me. Like,
do we kiss? What do we do?
And that's how low the bar is for men. It's like if you can make anything good, I'm like, whoa,
mind blown.
I feel so loved.
it is a good meal is a nice warm hug.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Okay.
It's weird whenever a man makes me feel good, I'm like, thank you.
Thank you.
You did not have to do that.
Yeah. I'll give you a compliment. Nice jacket, man.
Thank
Very
you. My
stylish.
brother got it for me.
Yeah, he told me that. That's very good. I did see you at the Punchline after the show because I had wedding stuff to do and I was super bummed. But I saw you go up immediately after your show and just right from doing your headlining spot, a fucking open mic.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, and this is something because I'm not, a famous comic or anything, or well into comedy. I'm a spring chicken. You performed at the open mic. Do you find it harder to test out material the more well known you become?
Ooh.
Do they expect it now, or like just your presence is? Because sometimes people they're just a character where they can say anything and they're like ha ha ha, like a false.
No, yeah. I mean, I don't think I'm well known to the point like that to the general public for sure. But like at an open mic now, because I know how I felt my first couple years in comedy, and I would see somebody who'd had a Comedy Central special, and that's all I had to know. Even if I wasn't familiar with them, didn't know them, we'd go, oh yeah, this guy's got a half hour on Comedy Central. And then I'd go, oh really? I bet I'm funnier than him. And then I would watch like, oh yeah? And even if it was good, I'd go, I mean, it didn't blow my mind. So as a comedian,
murder.
I think and then you almost felt good, like, I saw him bomb, I mean, he's good, but I should have a special instead of him, because when I saw him, it was fine, And that's how you get. It's like there's a little, that might not be a healthy way to think, but it's like, you want to do good. You need to think, I deserve what everyone else, I deserve to do well, I deserve these specials, and I'm going to get there. And so I'm sure there's comics that feel that way. I find open mics really hard now, because especially ones when it's a lot of comics, because they're very judgmental, and especially if you got a credit and then they're just like, whatever. Because then it's like, if you show up and do your real material at an open mic in front of a bunch of comics, they're like, what'd you do that for?
Yeah, why?
And then if you try out new stuff, it sucks. So then they're like,
just
it's not that good.
Win. You just got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why. That's really wise.
Yeah, and then you just got to be cool with it being bad. I like to try out new jokes in a regular show is my favorite.
That's fucking bold.
Because then
when it pays off, it pays off. It's
yeah.
Like, oh, that immediately.
But sometimes the joke will kill for the comics, but then it's not worth anything to a real crowd. It's just
I heard you and Dave talking about that on your podcast, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense. I might actually be getting my own room in January.
Oh, nice.
So thank you. Yeah. And I think I might run that open mic that way and play favorites and do that and just be like, hey, this show is sucking right now. I'm going to put this guy up to keep it there. That was a really good piece of advice that I actually might take.
Yeah. Oh, and I love when people are like, oh, they're playing favorites. And I go, oh, yeah.
Well, of course.
Don't you do that with Netflix? Do you play your least favorite? What are you talking about?
Hey.
What's up?
What's
How you doing?
I'm Brittany.
Hey, Brittany. Come on
in. How you doing?
Hi, good to see you.
We're filming.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I thought it was so funny to do it.
I was like, that was a weird.
Yeah.
It's Brittany Den, everybody. She's famous
like
old
a
comic,
politician.
very funny.
Brittany, everyone.
Brittany.
Look at her.
There she goes. That's hilarious. I think I might actually. That's a really good idea because I'm going to do that and play fucking favorites. Do it a little bit.
Yeah,
not like bump people to that last, but shuffle it in there.
I think it's good to give everyone a shot.
Yeah, of
eventually, but I don't have to give everyone a shot every show. It's not like it's the right to vote. It's not this sacred, protected thing. You don't have a right to do my show.
Yeah, my open mic is a country, and I let whoever I want in. Yeah, we don't believe in open borders. Yeah. All right, that's fair enough. So, every woman who has ever wanted to have sex with me has. That is a very short, very good joke.
Thank you.
It is how difficult is it to write a brilliant short joke?
It's hard. That was an accident. That joke was about something. That was a different joke. It was like a sex joke I had that wasn't that good. But that was like one time I was just trying to get into that bit. I just told a joke about chairs or something. And then I was like, all right, how do I get into this sex joke?
Yeah.
And so I just clumsily got into it like that. And that got a bigger laugh than what it ended up being the punchline. So I was just like, well, I'll just drop that. That just came out because I didn't know how to word I didn't know how to get into it. And then I was like, oh, that's actually funny. And it's short, and that was kind of a happy accident. I didn't sit down and come up with that, really.
It's a Bob Ross joke. Oh, happy accident.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, so that...
12 words. I think one of my, I wrote a joke that is definitely not as good, but I'm going to tell you it. It's also 12 words. Since we steal them from chickens, technically all eggs are poached eggs.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's my 12-word joke.
That's a good joke.
Oh, thank you. I never tell it because I don't
You always think of a poacher as having sitting there and he's got his sniper on a tripod.
No, it's easy to there you go. Poach, done.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so stupid, so silly.
I think it's so dumb that people take that question serious. What came first, the chicken? It's like they got you or something. Like, I don't. What do you mean? Like, don't we know that's stupid? To wonder.
I hope and pray, if there is a God above and we meet Him, I hope that He says, I put them both at the same time. Like, and that's like, well, fuck me. It's like, damn. Wow.
Because no one asks what came first, men or sperm. It's just either God made them in the blink of an eye, or evolution a long time.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
my response
it's such a weird...
My response is the chicken, like every time.
Yeah, I think it was the chicken. And then they go, well, where did that come from? It's like, well...
it's so dumb. It is true. It is true. Do you remember the first time you were recognized solely as a stand-up comedian?
Oh, well...
Probably a hot minute ago.
It's still kind of tricky because, like, I'll get recognized, but it's usually on the same block as the comedy club, you know?
Hey, I just saw you, great.
Yeah. Or like that night or that weekend. Oh, we saw you last night at the club.
Yeah.
But it's rare to be like at...
you're in line at Starbucks or...
if you're like at Starbucks and someone's like, are you Caleb? That almost never happens. Where you get like...
Ben Brown, everybody.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So it doesn't really happen too much?
I don't know, because like I remember thinking, ooh, I just got recognized. But then I was like, well, I got recognized on the day of a show, 10 feet from the show. Like, is that really recognized, or is that just an extension of the show?
Fishing with dynamite there. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got
so,
you.
but it's hard to think of, maybe a couple times.
That's awesome. I'm sure that feels good. I remember I did a show in North Atlanta, and then I got recognized a week later in East Atlanta. This big black woman, she goes, and I immediately just go, I was like, I get it, lady. And she goes, she squinted her eyes at me. She goes, did I see you at that Chicago bar at Black Bear Tavern? I was like, yeah, that was me. She goes, I knew I recognized you. You're the comedian. I said, yeah. Wow. I was like, man. I was like, usually when black people point at me, it's not good. But she just laughed.
You just started admitting to things.
Yeah, I was like, fuck. My first flame was black. It's okay. Yeah, it was that felt cool. Was when someone did. And then the other day, someone was like, oh, I saw you at this show, and
that's great.
A while ago. That was like, yeah, that's really cool.
Well,
it's proximity, small towns, you know.
Yeah, I always think about like, because when I recognize someone who I've never met, I don't ever say anything.
Really?
Never. If I've never met them, it doesn't matter who. Like I've in LA, I've been like this close to Mel Gibson before, and I'm like, I don't want to bother him, you know. And when I see even comics who I admire, but I've never met them, I don't want to go up to them and go, hey. So you know that there's people who've recognized you who just don't say anything.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I'm like, when people it's not like I'm Chris Rock. Like when someone recognizes me, I think they're like, oh yeah,
I've seen him. I was watching.
Like they don't want an autograph, so they're just like, oh yeah, remember
that Bill Burr thing?
Saw him on TikTok. Right. It's like, like it's not an event.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Back to my McMuffin.
Right. I don't think it's like I think they probably also saw someone more famous than me that day, like on an average day.
Okay. I mean, that's fair enough. I guess that comes with if you're in whatever rung of success you are, which is, in my eyes, high. But I guess everybody's not a stand-up comic or in stand-up comedy, or my girlfriend doesn't know who anybody is.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, babe, I'm going to see, who did I see? I'm like, I'm going to see Josh Wolf, and she goes, who?
Right, yeah.
I was like, I'm going to get mad. But I'm like, you don't know anything. You just don't know anything. That's okay.
Yeah, even if you look at the Forbes top 10 highest earning comedians every year, there's like, most people wouldn't even know them.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing.
Yeah.
I guess it is a specific world that we live in, and I guess, I guess I underestimate how not niche stand-up comedy is, but like its own world. It really is its own world.
Yeah.
I can't believe you don't go up to people. I saw Ray Romano. I met Ray Romano, and
man, I would lose my mind.
I almost did, but it seemed like he was trying to. I can sense when he was trying to like keep it quiet. It was in Vegas, and I saw him walking around the casino floor, and I walked past him. I just lost $80 on blackjack. I'll never forget it. And I didn't have I have a blue autograph pen that I always keep on me, because in case, if I go to a show, go to a place, restaurant, whatever, I always keep it on me, because oftentimes I'll run into someone and I'll get an autograph. I'm an autograph guy. I'm not a picture guy. Pictures are for narcissists. There are very few times I ever take a picture with someone.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm an autograph guy. I got your autograph, and I still have it to this day.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, hey, Ray, big fan. I didn't want to make a scene, so I'm a stand-up comedian. I came up to see you. I flew from Atlanta. He goes, oh, you come and see the show. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to see it. He goes, oh, did you come tonight? I was like, no, tomorrow. I was like, oh, great. And I was like, well, I said verbatim, I was like, I don't know how to handle celebrities, so I'm going to let you go. Like, I'm dismissing him.
Yeah,
like,
you're free to leave.
You're free to go, Ray. And he was talking with a guy who plays Gianni on the show, and I was like, okay, well, but I didn't want to bother him. I didn't want to make a scene, but I could not pass that up. I grew up on Everybody Loves
Me
Raymond.
too. I loved, that was my favorite when I was a kid. It was just so funny to me, and I thought the humor was so, it was the first time I was like, oh, this is adult, not like filthy, but like, I was just like, I love the tension of this adult humor.
He's talking about not getting laid from his wife.
Yeah, and like, I loved it. I loved how much his wife hated him. I thought it was so funny. And his parents,
it was very relatable. He might be one of the kings of like family comedy.
Yeah, I loved it.
So relatable. And he talked about he had a joke. I don't want to burn his punchline, but he doesn't. He's famous. Who gives a shit? He goes, I have 4 sons. And I used to know which one was a favorite. Before moved to 3, and 1 went down to 2, and it's like, so they switched spots after COVID because they came and lived with them and stuff. It's a very funny bit. Like admitting as a parent that like, oh, I do have favorites. I have them ranked.
Yeah.
Like, and they change order. I was like, that's really funny.
No, I love that Live at Carnegie Hall CD. That was one of my favorites when I was a kid too. And I love that bit. They're all so simple, where he goes, that when his dad's watching the game and his mom's trying to talk to him, she would be better off writing it on a sign and going to the game.
You're right. That's so true.
I would be
so
like,
funny,
oh,
man.
what a great bit.
Oh, that's
so funny.
That's so good.
Yeah.
God, I'm glad we have. I feel relieved that I think that show is funny, because every one of my friends is like, that show sucks.
What?
I know. They don't know anything. I have a best friend. I'll leave on this. I have a best friend of 21 years. He's my best friend. He's also my boss. And he goes, your stand-up sucks. All of it. None of your jokes are funny. He asks me like every time I talk to him, he goes, man, did you go in any open mics and tell your stupid jokes? I was like, that's rough. But like, at least he's honest. Because, but like, he doesn't think any of them are funny. And I'm like, and
he still likes you.
Yeah, he's like, he loves me. He's like my best friend. He's like my brother. He's like a brother to me. But he's like, your joke's terrible. Why don't you tell this joke? That's funny. I'm like, oh. And
that is funny.
I did have to humble myself and be like, he reminded me of a story about this girl who she technically kidnapped me. So
he had to remind you were kidnapped?
Yeah. Well, I blocked it out.
Oh yeah, most kids do.
No, I was an adult. This was in my 20s, and this girl locked the door, and she's like, oh, I won't let you out. And I'm like, haha, funny. And it was like for 3 or 4 seconds, but she's like, I'm just kidding. And I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
I go, like that. So he's like, "That's funny." I was like, "Nah, "What the fuck? That is funny."
It is funny.
I had to humble myself, and I was like, "I've never hoped a joke bombed more." Like, hey, I told that joke and it fucking sucked.
Well, I actually like. I find that people you're close to, like after shows, people are always like, "I got a good joke for you." They never do. But people that are close to you, their suggestions have a higher batting average even than my own suggestions.
That's that's wise to do because they know you very well, and they see things with a fresh pair of eyes. And, as an outsider, you got to think. Audience members are outsiders. They don't know you, but you have to let the audience know you quickly.
Yes.
So it makes. I guess that makes sense. That's wise. Well, I learned a lot. It's not even it's a workshop now.
Yeah.
What we're doing.
Well, I like to get a little work done.
Hell yeah. Final question. Do you have any questions for me?
Okay. What do you? What's your? If you have a day with no obligations, you don't have to meet up with any friends. Nothing, no girlfriend, no wedding stuff to do. She's out of town on a cruise with her friends.
Just free day?
Totally free day. No work.
Free. No nothing?
No appointments.
Oh, fuck.
It's like a Home Alone day. You get to just do what you want. And money, you still have as much money as you have, but you can afford to spend
Sure, yeah.
What is your, day?
I'm going to wake up and I'm going to have a large black cup of coffee.
Yes.
And I'm probably going to go to the driving range. After that, I'm going to stop at another coffee place, drink more coffee.
So much coffee.
So much coffee. And then I'm going to write. I'm just going to write for 3 hours. Write it all down. Call my friend, and then I'll probably watch a movie that my fiance hates.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You're literally describing. We ordered the same burger.
Yeah, dude.
That is exactly what I would do.
Yeah, because she hates it. I would cook salmon because she hates when I cook fish in the.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, she hates when I cook fish in the house, and I get it. I'm like, oh, it smells like your friend.
So it's mostly you're doing all the things your girlfriend hates.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. But that's what I would do. I would do all those things that I don't normally get to do. It's just me. But writing, golf, fucking watch a good just popcorn movie.
Yeah.
And just sit around, I don't know, jerk off a couple times.
That's a
go to
great
bed.
day.
Maybe a nap, and then call it a day. A nap before I go to bed.
Yeah.
I'll fucking nap before I go to sleep.
Get up, watch another movie, go to bed.
Go to sleep, that's it, yeah. Well, that wraps it up. You're in here, well, this won't air, but you're here, and then you're going, when's your next, what are your dates to plug?
New Year's Eve in Asheville, and then I'm going
North Carolina.
And then after that, I'm going to, I think it's going back to Denver. I think I'll be in Boulder.
Oh, nice.
In January. And then
Very
Montana and Fort Collins and a bunch of stuff.
Is it calebsynan.com?
Yeah, calebsynan.com.
You see all his dates and a margarita recipe that will
That's right.
put your dick in the dirt.
It'll knock that dick right where it belongs.
Well, that's it, everybody. What do you got? Oh, that's just other shit. Bye, everybody. Thanks.